But then nilikuwa namwambianga, "Oh, ukitoka training ya jeshi ulikuja nikakuwa client wako wa kwanza." Juu ile kichapo ulinipatia, alinipiga hadi alihave kunipeleka hospitali the next day. He did introduce me to his dad before mama yake. Na in most cases inakuwa ni mom hujua kwanza before the dad. So I was wondering if you're a military man, how would you go to a camp with a child where there are fights and tribal clashes and all that? Home, my younger sister alikuwa anamuongesha, then I can notice mtoi yako na Max kwa mgongo ni, I think by this time now the dad had married. One of the instances, my mother-in-law alikuwa ameniambia usipotoka kwa nyumba nitakuchomea hapa ndani. So hakukuja, he slept at home. Na mama yake alikuwa amemtafutia ex wake.
Hello guys, my name is Dan Wilson Odhiambo, photographer professionally, and today we are here on VGTV with one of the best ladies. She's actually going to tell us about some really good stories that you guys have never had, you guys have never experienced. Some of you have experienced, but are always afraid of being able to speak out about the issues that has been going on in your life and through your relationship and through your everyday surrounding. Nona. So welcome today to VGTV, where you will get different news each and every time. You're welcome. Kindly.
Hi guys, my name is Scholastica Halai Maina. I hail from Bungoma County, but I currently live and work in Narok. Yeah, so I'm here today. I'm delighted to be here to talk about everything family, work, and parenting. Yeah, so I'm glad to be here, and I hope that you will be inspired. Yeah.
How was your journey here?
Well,
because coming from Eldoret mpaka Nairobi just for an interview, that must be one long journey for a very nice story.
Okay, so one time I was just perusing through social media and I came across one of VG's interviews, and I kind of got inspired. I think I did a comment and we started talking on DM, and although it took me over a year to get here, but I had set it in, yeah, but I had set it in my calendar that one time I'll be able to meet VG, and then we will talk and possibly get to share my experience, not really to collect pity party or no or what, but just to get to women and fathers out there to be inspired and like wajue tu they are not alone in this journey, and these things are happening, but we get to learn lessons on how to handle some of these life challenges, especially where children are involved. So yeah, so it took me a whole year to get here, but finally I'm here. Thank you.
The baby daddy. What's about him, the special thing about him that just brought you here today?
There's so much special things about him. Maybe if I take you back. So I finished Form 4 in 2014, and in 2015 I got a job. The ones that you do kama umemaliza tu shule. So I met this guy, and then a few months later got pregnant. Planned pregnancy, by the way.
You guys planned it?
Yeah,
you
yeah.
Knew it was coming?
Yeah, yeah. We knew. We planned. We planned to get this baby. So
and it was that time in your life, love ilikuwa moto.
Yeah. and then I think I know we were young, so we were all over the place. But what I know is we had a plan, a life plan. So I got a baby. Before I got a baby, before the baby came, so I got pregnant, and then he joined the forces. So when he joined the forces, I don't know what happened.
Right, he's in the forces.
Yeah, he is in the forces. I don't know what happened, and then he was, I think, suspended, and then he came back home when I was still pregnant. He came back, and I delivered. Then immediately after I delivered, he went back to the forces again, now for the second time. And all this while, everything was just okay.
This is in Moi forces, or just around?
No. He's in the military. Oh. So after pass out, when he came back when my baby was 1 year. But during this period of pregnancy and delivery and the baby being 1 year, we were very, very much okay. I could say he was a very responsible young man with a very bright vision. I could never deny him that. But after the graduation, I think now that is when abuse started. So we started having fights in the house. We had moved in together when I was still very pregnant. So I was living in his house, but also in the university. So whenever I'm home, I will go to my house. So we had, when he came back with abuse zikaanza, but then I was not only receiving abuses from him, physical, emotional, from him only, but also from my mother-in-law. I don't know what was the big issue, but from the onset, I can even recall, before my baby daddy, he did introduce me to his dad before mama yake. Na in most cases inakuwa ni mom hujua kwanza before the dad. So he used to tell me, you won't like my mom. You won't like my mom. Acha kuforce uende kwa mama yangu. And mimi nilikuwa namwambia, unajua kwa demu naambia msee, ai wewe hapana. Lazima unipeleke kwa mama yako. Huwezi kuwa umeniweka kwa nyumba. Mimi nimekupeleka kwetu, you know my guardian is my grandma, umeshamjua, your friends. So lazima unipeleke kwa mama yako. So he will tell me, my mom achana tu na yeye. You won't like her. But then sikukuwa serious. So there's this time nilienda, the first time that mother-in-law alinimit, ako nisalimia. Na alikuwa msick, tulikuwa tumeenda kumuona juu ni mgonjwa. She didn't greet me.
But alikuwa shajua huko?
Yeah, alikuwa shaambiwa niko.
Alikuwa anajua kuna mtoto wake?
No, so by then nilikuwa pregnant. So alikuwa shajua niko. Na alikuwa amejua sasa nafaa kujoin university. I think alikuwa ameambia son wake, ukidate, ukikuwa na msichana mwenye ameenda university atakucontrol sana. My baby daddy yako aende university. Yeah.
Nini mentality ya ukiwa msichana amekushinda na height sijui nini, ukiwa msichana
amesoma kukushinda, yeah.
Kuna shida. Ukiwa msichana hajasoma, like inakuwa something that is always going around.
Yeah, and these are the things we had already talked about with my baby daddy. We had talked about it. Yeah, how he feels. Mimi nikitaka kusoma, mimi nataka kusoma hadi nifike PhD. And him alikuwa ashamalizia hapo form 4. So these are the things we had talked about as young as we were. But so my mother-in-law didn't just like me from the onset.
Can I ask you a question? How were you when you guys were together? Like, is there a school shame jaribu kumova control ama kufanya nini?
No. I don't think. Maybe from his side anaweza sema hivyo. But sidhani intentionally no. Intentionally no. So but when he was even coming at me as a man, he knew nimepita form 4 kumshinda, and he knew nafaa kwenda university.
Results ulishare na results zako kamaonyesha papers?
Yes, kumbuka nimepata no. Unajua alijua hata level ya shule nilikuwa. I was in a very good school. Yes. He used to supply meat in our school.
Wanaomba tunakuwa tofauti.
No, he used to supply meat in our school.
Switched off na kitu kidogo. I think hata mimi nishaikuwa, I think just to share a story, nishaikati ya demo yamenishinda na masomo. But yangu ilikuwa worse because we were the same age. No. So tukasema hapa kidogo. I feel ni kama niko controlled. And then I just had to drop it like that.
Yeah, I wish I could drop if it were the case. I wish I could drop that earlier, because sasa now you see, we got really invested. We got so much invested sana. Again, it's only vitu, because these are the things to look at. You know, when you're in a national school, unaambiwa, you are told even on the kind of men to date and how men will feel about you in your academic life. Yeah, in our school tulikuwa tunaambiwa. But and isn't it to raise, so I even assumed like yeye pia from his end alijua the kind of lady mwenye amekuja. Other than hiyo anajua nimetoka kwa very strict background. Nani anakatia dem ameishi kwa kanisa? You know.
Rules zote.
Yes. So alikuwa anajua. So the man side, the mom didn't just like me. By the way, mimi I tried. Occasionally ningeenda hata nyumbani tu kumsalimia, to help around with some chores nini. But she was never friendly. She was never friendly. And so first time kulikuwa na abuse. Kulikuja graduation. And then after graduation tunajua kunakuwa na ceremony nyumbani. By the way, mother-in-law akiniambia nisiende ceremony kwa sababu sijalipiwa mahari. So I'm not recognized yet as a wife. Sijui kwa tradition yao sizienda event nini. Nikaongea na baby dad wangu akaniambia ni sawa, we mama mtakosana tu nyumbani. Enda tutafanya ceremony yetu nyumbani. By the way, kuna picha hapo tulikuwa tunafanya ceremony home. So nilimfanyia bash baadaye. After your day, wakaenda nyumbani, they had the ceremony, and you see, you expect your husband to come home the first day, ametoka, wherever ametoka. It's been 9 months. So, alikuja, akukuja day nyumbani hiyo siku, by the way. So, alilala home kwao. So, kwa tradition yetu inasemekananga, if a husband amekuwa away for a while, the first place anafaa kukuwa ni penye bibi yake hako. So, hakukuja, he slept at home. Na mama yake alikuwa amemtafutia ex wake, wakalala naye home sasa. So I don't know spiritually what exactly happened, but najua the next day when alikuja nyumbani kwangu, alikuja kama amechange. Ile muda alikuwa nayo the previous day na hii ya leo ilikuwa different. By the day nilikuwa nimepika kuku, and akakuja na brother yake. So the following day after ceremony kwao, akaniambia madhe hana food nyumbani, ana mboga, so mpatie mboga. Mi nilikuwa nikajiambia finally madhe at least hata tunaweza anza kuombana mboga, so maybe we are headed in the right direction. But I think later nilikuja kuambiwa that was what spoiled my relationship and my marriage completely, because hiyo food hawakukula, by the way. So after mboga imeenda Yesa akakuja haikukaa long. Nilikuwa napika chapo, akaanza kuniuliza venye nilikuwa wewe ulikuwa unalala na nani. So akaniambia ameambiwa maneno mingi, and that is the first day alinipiga. But then nilikuwa namwambianga ukitoka training ya jeshi ulikuja nikakuwa client wako wa kwanza. Juu ile kichapo ulinipatia, alinipiga hadi alihave kunipeleka hospitali the next day, cause actually alinipiga na akaenda hiyo plot tulikuwa tunaishi, kulikuwa sana maaskari wengine hapo AP, wakamchukua na wakampeleka polisi, akakaa huko for a few hours ndo akarudi. So huko alikuwa anasema hata haelewi what has happened, like hakuwa anaelewa kwa nini alikuwa ananichapa. Na hii time alikuwa ananichapa, akinipiga alikuwa anaambia bro wake achukue mtoto. So I think that was like now the first attempt ya wao kuchukua mtoi, na by then ndo mtoi sasa ndo alikuwa tumetanwania. So that was the first one. So from hapo, so mama yake akakuwa like very vulgar. She will travel akuje penye niko, akuje tu anitusi, aniambie wewe huyo utawahi olewa na mtoto wangu, uwezi kaa kwa hii boma, uwezi kaa na mtoto wangu, uwezi enjoy salary za mtoto wangu. And another time mimi niliendelea tu kukaa. By the way, mimi sikutoka kwa hiyo marriage at the first beating. Akaenda training, anarudi anatafuta makosa, ananipiga, ananipeleka hosi na after kunipeleka hosi ananipatia ATM, story inaisha. And then so there's this one time nilikuwa nafunza in a certain school during my holidays. Nikapeleka wanafunzi wangu Eldoret International Airport for a school trip. So I left my daughter with someone very trusted. Nikarudi. So before that incident, one of the instances, my mother-in-law alikuwa ananiambia usipotoka kwa nyumba nitakuchomea hapa ndani. So hiyo day venye nilitoka Eldoret, nikakuja nikachukua mtoi wangu. As usual, we cooked, ate, slept, and then usiku nikasikia tu mtoi anaamka anakohoa. Alikuwa anakohoa sana. Mimi hata sijui venye. Yeah. No, ako job. Alikuwa job na huko Matrukana. So apparently our house was on fire. Up to date sijaijua. hiyo kosi ya hiyo moto ilikuwa nini.
Venye tu mother ndo alimwambia usipotoka.
Yeah, that was like after like 3 weeks hivi.
And then moto ikatoka tu abruptly.
Yeah, there was no candle.
Hakukuja Nairobi.
There was no nini?
Hakukuja kwa nyumba yako
hiyo. No, hakukuja. Hakukuwa na candle, hakukuwa na ati ni electricals zimefail or anything. But nakumbuka tu kulikuwa na inspector ndo alibomoa mlango yetu, mwenye alikuwa anaishi kwa hiyo plot yetu. Ndo alibomoa mlango yetu. Mimi nikatoka nje nikaacha mtoi ndani ya nyumba. Hadi huyo msee alichomeka kiasi hivi, akaenda kunitolea mtoi kwa nyumba. And that was now the day nilitoka saa kwa hiyo marriage. Sana nyanyangu akanikuja akanichukua and that was it.
Kuna hizi vitu zinafanyikanga sijui mara ukiwa kwa marriage. Aione iko mbaya lazima uende uombewe, lazima uoshwe. Wewe kufanywa vitu kama hizo?
No. Sikufanywa vitu kama hizo. And me sikuwa na believe hizi vitu sana. I don't think I still believe, but I just still have questions until now.
Unaona kama ilikuwa na uchawi kiasi?
Could be, siwezi kuwa sure. But could, because vitu zingine zilikuwa zina happen ni very spiritual, because I don't understand how a responsible man just anakuja na turn anakuwa tu crazy. Na sielewi venye mtu mtapanga hadi ceremony akuje akupige. Bedhe alinipiga hiyo day na akakuja kunipeleka hosi.
Nilikuwa kichapo ama
alinipeleka hosi. Bedhe alipeleka hosi nikatibiwa. Nilipiga vibaya sana. Na after nimetoka hosi nikamwambia sasa tupite hivyo VCT. Tupite tupimwe juu I think una feel nika nilikuwa na kucheat. Ukiwawe tukaenda tukapimwa, akaona niko sawa, akarelax. Ndo unajua polisi wakitokanga wanapewa do mingi after 9 months hizo za training. Alinipatia kadi akaniambia enda utoe any amount of money unataka uende unifanyie sherehe sasa. Nikamfanyia sherehe ya church. Yeah.
After hii sherehe ya church, what happened?
Tulikuwa tuna hizo faces za tuko okay, hatuyuko okay, tuko okay, hatuyuko okay. Yeah, but then sasa abuse from the mom now ika intensify, ika increase kabisa. Yani ikafika point akaacha kuniprotect completely. Akaacha kuniprotect to a point yenye alikuwa anaambia landlord anidai rent na sasa yeye ameshalipa. Yani tu nitoke. Yeah, because alikuwa anajua. Yeah, alikuwa anajua sitakuwa able. So abuse zikaendelea, maybe it was 1 year until 1 year 3 months thereabout. My house got burnt and I went back to my grandma's. By this time I had also deferred my studies. I went back to my grandma's who I was initially living with.
Even after the old fight started, you had to go back to your grandma?
Yeah, they intensified. Yeah, fights zilikuwa mingi sana zika intensify. So I actually left when my house got burnt. Ile siku nyumba yangu ilichomeka, my grandma now said this is enough, you have to come back home. So I went home. A few weeks later, my daughter akakuwa mgonjwa, but we were not living, unajua ushago, you're not really far from each other's homes. So a few weeks later, my daughter akakuwa mgonjwa, and then I called him, told him, remember I was still holding on to the hope that this guy is very responsible, so that he will take care of our child, hata kama hatuyuko pamoja. So I called him and told him, my daughter is unwell, we need to take him to hospital. And he told me, I can't send you money to go to take that child to hospital. Mtoto akona kwao. Mpeleke kwao.
Kwao meaning?
To the grandma. Yeah, to his mom. So I did that immediately. It was an afternoon. It was I think a Sunday afternoon. So I took my daughter to her grandma's somewhere kunaitwa Lugulu. And when my mother-in-law saw my daughter, she told me this child is very sick. Now tukimpeleka hospitali sahi, it's afternoon, it's definitely going to be an admission case. So go back to your home and get her clothes. And then I told her sawa. So I obliged. Then I asked nitakupata wapi? She told me, you'll just find me here. And I went home, picked my daughter's clothes and few of my items, and then went back. Ilikuwa boda distance kama tu ya 30 minutes. And when I got back to my mother-in-law's place, there was nobody. So I went to the nearby hospital.
What?
Yeah, there was nobody, and it is like.
When they took the child, they sent you back, eh?
Yeah.
Bring the clothes.
Yeah.
And then when you went back to them, there was nobody.
My daughter was sick, so it would have been possible that it could have been an admission case. So I didn't think of anything serious. Mi nilifikiria tu wamempeleka hospitali ya hapo karibu. So there was a mission hospital just around. I went to that hospital. There was no one who had been admitted or had been checked in by that name. I went to Daugher district, she was not there. I went to a hospital called Bahai, she was not there. I went to another hospital called Kimilili, and by this time now it's around 7 p.m. Of course, no one is picking my calls. So I went back home, then went and reported that I think someone has taken my daughter away and I don't know the whereabouts. Yeah, and my daughter then was 1 year, 4 months. So she was still breastfeeding. I did, so of course with the police they'll tell you come the next day because right now we can't do much. So just give you a referral to go to the Children's Welfare Office. So you follow it up from there. So I did go to Daugher Sub-County Children's Welfare Office. I reported and they told me to keep follow up. They will also follow up from their end. They'll call the father and they'll call us and they'll let us know. And when they called us, they called me 2 weeks later that they have found my daughter and that she should go to the office on Friday.
Your daughter was found now?
Yeah.
Where?
She was with her paternal family.
And they've been hiding her for that?
Yeah.
How many days was it again?
That it had taken now about 13 days.
13 days without the mother seeing the daughter?
Yeah, daughter was breastfeeding.
And then what was the, what did they tell you that happened? Why were they hiding her for 13 days?
So,
was there any communication? There was no communication?
No, there was no communication. So at the Children's Welfare Office, they get to listen to both sides. But basically what was being decided, or rather the story that was there was that I had abandoned my daughter. I had abandoned her, and the father had taken her to a camp somewhere in Turkana. So I was wondering, if you're a military man, how would you go to a camp with a child where there are fights and tribal clashes and all that? Yeah, so I was also accused of neglecting my duties as a mother. It was decided that since I wanted to go back to university so bad, it meant that I did not want to take care of my child. Yeah, because I had deferred my studies for 1 year, and I knew for sure that 2017 September I needed to go back to university. I needed to go back to university. By then mikwetu, on my maternal side, mi ndo nimeenda university wa kwanza. So that was very big for me. And this is, remember I had told you earlier, before we got this child, we had planned these things. So we had figured out our lives. Me, I'll join the forces where you'll go to school and we will help each other achieve each other's goals, yeah?
Ishuleni yeye alikulipia hii university. Is he the one who paid for it?
By then nikijoin university, he partly paid for me. Na akiwa na baba yake. He did. Because me, nikipata ball, my mom alikataa kabisa. Akasema, parents, when you just get pregnant, siwezi kusomesha. But then also I was being sponsored pia with the church at high school. So even
was your mom part of the church?
No, my mom alikuwa tu kando.
I'm just asking because when moms are part of the church, sometimes
it was my grandmother who was part of the church, by the way. My grandmother was the chef in a Catholic mission pale Western, one of them. So the priest walikuwa amenisomesha from Form 1 to Form 4. So of course they were to take up, but just sasa nilikuwa misbehave. Yeah. So priest pia alikuwa ameondokea, my mama alikuwa ameondokea kidogo. So I had my grandma did.
Was there anything they were expecting? Maybe they're expecting you to become a Catholic, maybe.
None, yeah.
And they disappointed them.
Yeah, in class 6 I even went to, nilikuwa nenda zile programs za convent. But I think at form 2 nilikalisha tu priest wangu chini nikamwambia I think even Daugher, you know, Daugher is also a calling in our church. So nilimwambia tu nikiwa form 2, me I don't think I want to be a nun. I will just still serve God nikiwa kwa ndoa. Yeah, and he was okay with it, but then I think nilirush sana.
How old were you?
18. Yeah.
Sorry, by the way. It's always not like ask ladies about their age, but
no, it's fine. You umeuliza then. Si sahi. So I was 18. So nilikuwa nakwambia he was responsible enough. Nililipewa fee, by the way. Me, that guy used to before I joined forces, alikuwa anauza kwa butchery and he used to like send me money. Uko na cravings gani? Watermelon. And he will send me 150 shillings. Yeah, nikiwa pregnant. And then akienda forces, he paid rent ya whole year so that akienda training. So hakuna mtu alikuwa ananinokea kwa nyumba yangu kuniuliza pesa ya rent iko wapi. No. Our landlord had a supermarket. I would go there and just take the whatever shopping I needed. I know. So yani rain ilianza kutubit baadaye.
Ile nilikuja, was there anything story behind it? Did you figure, because mwanaume ndianza kubehave tofauti na maisha, there's something cliche na happen behind the scene.
I have nothing against my mother.
Was there any woman mwenye alikuwa, did you know that mtu anaweza kuja ndani, inaweza, like, did you have any idea of what was happening?
Okay, my husband then being a man, alikuwa tu na fair share of his own weaknesses as a man. So of course we had a few cases of infidelity here and there, but you know, I'll handle them by the way. Nilikuwa napiga wasichana. But anyways, so mtu yangu akichukuliwa, nilikuja nika go through church counseling, by the way. Nikaambiwa, you know, it's okay sometimes to track kwa kina baba yake or kwa baba yake. Yeah. And at some point I got a little bit comfortable, nikamwacha. So alikaa kwa about 2-3 years. Because alienda akiwa 1 point akarudi akiwa 4 years. So my baby daddy kitu mistake alifanya, alikuwa hakuwa anakaa na huyu mtu, or rather huyu mtu hata hakuwa anakaa na nyanya yake. You know, my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law alikuwa na very good place. They are well off. So hata nilikuwa tu sawa, nasema hata mimi sina means ya kulea mtoto sana sahi. Wacha akae. As long as I'm given access, because tulielewana huko children's, wasema wataweza mpatia access. Nikifunga shule, niende nimuone, nimchukue. But sikuwa ipewa chance ya kumuona na kumchukua. Most of the time ilikuwa tu, like kulikuwa tu na vikwazo, nafunga kampo, naambiwa sijui ameenda wapi nini. But then I came to do my due diligence. Unajua uko home, two people will tell you mtoto wako hakai vizuri. Mtoto wangu hadi kuna time alikuwa Kibera, Nairobi. I have a picture nikienda kumvisit. The aunt alikuwa na huyo mtoto na akaniambia Kiskola nitakuwa leo kuja uone mtoto wako, but as long as usiseme, this is the first time nasema, by the way. As long as usiseme nimekupatia opportunity ukakuja kuona mtoto. That's the first time niliona mtoto after 1.5 years hivi. So relationship yake na auntie yake ingeharibika. So ilikuwa tu more or less kumprotect the aunt. So then nikaanza kutafuta a way ya kuweza kuokoa mtoto wangu. So nikaenda children's, sikusaidika, by the way. I don't know, but for some reason I could not get someone to talk to me. Yeah, twice. And then I talked to a few people. Mmoja akani advise. Meanwhile, so nilikuwa na try to get contact na baby daddy. I was still holding on to the hope that this guy is a good man. So I think nikinseparate yeye na mama yake nitakuwa able to deal na his. Okay, so nikaanza kuongea na yeye. But then hakuwa ananiambia penye mtoto wako. Nikitry kumuuliza, but then meanwhile he was trying to pursue turudiane. Yeah, but me nilikuwa very sure sitaki kurudiana na yeye. So nilikuwa namuonyesha attitude, namwambia mimi siwezi rudiana na wewe. I just want a relationship with my child, not necessarily nikae na yeye, but nataka a relationship na mtoto wangu. Sitaki mtoto wangu anisahau. So nikaongea with some few guys. Mmoja akaniadvise, professor mmoja akaniambia, what you do, just rudiana na wao jamaa for a short while. And then just gain his trust. Kisha gain his trust, you'll get access to your baby. And that worked like magic, by the way. We did. Actually, hata mara kama 2-3 I had to come and visit him in Nairobi. Although the last time karibu anishoot kwa police camp yao. Yeah. Hapo Kibera. Camp ya GSU.
Hapo Kibera camp ya GSU.
Then, huwa anashinanga ame-move. Yeah.
Okay.
So, nikarudiana na yeye. So, hii ya mwisho ndo karibu like nilikuwa nimelazimisha kabisa. Nimejua mtoto wako Nairobi. Na sijui yako kwa nani, but I want to see him. So, hiyo time hadi tulikuwa na fight kwa hiyo nyumba zao. Hadi tukapelekwa kwa ofisi yao to solve hiyo kesi. Mumsi ya ofisi akasema since hiyo kesi liko already uko Webuye Chiresom, mtarudi huko try msolve. But meanwhile kama mtoto wako Nairobi, nitamwambia baby daddy wako akuletee mtoto muone. But sasa successfully that evening at least aliniletea mtoto, but nilikuwa naona mtoto kama criminal. Ilikuwa so like sikuwa na time, but at least nilimuona that evening. Akarudi wherever she was coming from. And the next day nikarudi Narok. So nilikuwa bado nasoma.
Na uliacha mtoi Nairobi hivyo?
Yeah.
Feeling ilikuwa aje ya kuacha mtoi? Because mimi nimekuwa na maisha ndemu kuacha mtoto wake inakuanga like.
To be honest, considering na vitu zilikuwa zime happen for about 2 years then, nili feel relief at that particular time. At least nimemuona. Yeah.
You still want to get back with him?
No. I didn't want to get back with him. I only got back with him to get my child. So I gained his trust.
His trust, and then
he believed, yeah.
Like
Also, in fact, but I think watu wengi wenye struggle, jelegiza tukamba kidogo. Then you'll see.
Mushindwa na hiyo like uwa mmetu overpowered, because there's always one thing a woman has to do na kidogo tuna switch.
And you see how I got my mother-in-law's trust? Nilimtumia tu pesa kidogo, 500, 1000. Yeah, just the impression that right now I'm working, so
currently you're working.
I can sasa nafanya biashara zangu. Yeah. So then ndo nichukue mtoto, because I also had to get trust ya my mother-in-law. Because she was calling the shots. So nikichukua mtoi wangu ilikuwa birthday yake. Actually ili convince baba yake na mama yake that neza taka sasa hii birthday a celebrate na my maternal family, her maternal side of the family. That was in 2020, the 4th birthday. Was it the 4th? Yeah. And wakakubali. So by now walikuwa kona ka trust kidogo. So wakakubali I was to pick the baby, nimchukua Friday, nimrudishe Sunday. And then me travel back to Narok. So I specifically went home for her birthday, by the way. Then kufika nyumbani nikachukua mtoto on Friday. Birthday yake ilikuwa Saturday, nimrudishe Sunday. And that was the plan all along. And kufika home, my younger sister alikuwa anamuogesha. Then aka notice mtoi yako na marks kwa mgongo. I think by this time now the dad had married. Na asa hata nikichukua mtoi sikumchukua like kwa boma, nilihave kusoma kwa soko mahali fulani, mother-in-law aende kwa soko ingine amlete. So that's how I took her. And my sister akakuja kuniambia siko mtoi hayuko sawa, kalikuwa kana kadi kanashtuka, kana kazi kako na trauma. And nikaambia mamangu sirudishi huyo mtoto. Mamangu akaniambia utagongwa bunduki wewe, mimi I'm not going to be a part of it. Nikamwambia mamangu, if you're not going to help me ni escape na mtoi wangu, sitaki involve, nita escape peke yangu. So on Sunday hata celebrate birthday anymore. Sunday we just woke up, sikuwa na pesa, I looked for some someone to get me some money, then tukaanza kutravel back to Narok. Tukifika Eldoret, now this is the thing that happened, nikasema mtu yangu sitaimwacha. Tuka Burnt Forest, tukielekea Nakuru, the former president akatangaza the first COVID case. Akatangaza lockdown, akatangaza, yani everything ili shut down, yes.
I see the advantage penye ilikuwa.
That was the advantage. Yeah, that was like a kind of a blessing in this case. But then I was like, I think this is a sign. Nilisema, I think this is a sign. So hata get a reason ya kuambia mbona sileti mtoi on Sunday, like si hata haendi shule, si wacha nikae naye at least wiki moja mbili. So hiyo distance ya mimi kukaa na mtu iliendanga ikifed hivyo. Venye tu lockdown ilikuwa inashinda ikisongesha.
So ilikuwa one advantage ya kuna.
Ikakuwa one advantage. Nilipigia tu best yangu nikiwa njiani nikamwambia unajua ni aje, I think with this lockdown nitaacha safari yangu wapi? Nakuru. Juu hata siwezi enda Narok, nilikuwa na share hao na friend mwingine. So you have now to figure out after lockdown unaenda Narok kufanya nini. The next closest place you need to go is home, na home ndo place tanye nimetoroka sana mtoi. And I want to use this advantage niendelee kukaa na mtoto for a while until ni figure out life yangu. Yeah, so nikakaa kwa best yangu Nakuru wiki moja mbili, nikapata opportunity ya kuvolunteer na Red Cross Narok, so have ku cross border nikaenda Narok. Yeah, so ndo tukaanza life sana mtoi wangu. So that hiyo COVID kutangazwa nikiwa on the run, for me it was like a side, sema there is no way Mungu ananipatia hii chance ya kukaa na wewe this long and then eti COVID ishe nikurudishe. I will just find a way, in a smart way, not really to trigger anger ya haraka, because pia najua
usishutiwe.
Alafu unajua kama ni karau, kama unajua tu kama ako off ni not more than a month. So in a few days time atakuwa amerudi job. Na as long as ni direct parent, the mother hatakuwa na nguvu sana ya kumweka pressure akiwa mbali ya kutafuta mtoto. So kuanzia March hadi December ilifika tu place nikaambia mother-in-law, unajua kama mtoto ni wako, unaweza enda tu pia wewe unishtaki umchukue.
Na hizi malama zilikuwa kwa mwili
I think alikuwa anapigwa penye alikuwa ananiambia alikuwa anafanyishwa kazi at 4 years. I don't know, but bibi ya my ex alikuwa expectant at that time. And then she was also very young. She was 17 years. Probably she does not know how kukaa na mtoto. Maybe her only way of communicating is anger. Huwezi jua kama yeye pia alikuwa amelelewa na kuchapwa kwa mdogo. So alinikosea sana, by the way. Alikosea mtoi wangu, but na extend grace. Nasema pia maybe kulikuwa na so much.
But ule wa Kibera akumtesa?
Kibera I kinda understand. No, kulikuwa na mmoja alikuwa askari. I don't think alimtesa. Huyo kwanza hata venye waliachana alinipigia simu akasema, mimi sijui venye ulikuwa una manage. Lakini I'm really sorry, nikamwambia mimi haja yangu ni mtoto wangu, not you. I think
Kibera ilikuwa mwaka gani ulisema?
2018. 2018 or 2019.
So 2018 2019 ukamchukua, alafu then the struggle.
Nilimchukua 2020.
And then the struggle through COVID.
Nilimchukua 2020, immediately COVID ilianza. Chukua Friday, COVID ikatangazwa on Sunday.
So once COVID iliisha, you never returned the child?
No. COVID nikwambia nilikuwa na volunteer na Red Cross. Nilikuwa nimetajirika.
So ulikuwa na pesa by then?
Ningeweza kujisimamia, though sikuwa nimemaliza campus. Ningeweza kujisimamia, and then COVID pia ilikuwa kitu kingine. Ni mtoi wangu by the way ni heal from alcoholism. Because nayo nilikuwa nimeingia kwa drugs vibaya sana.
Ile pressure.
Yes. So hiyo ya kukuwa na mtoto kila siku, you have to go home, you have to be sober. You now have
to be the mother.
You have to be the mother, and now you have to even attend to the community. Now I was also working with the community, volunteering with the community. So lazima ukue up to standards za community. So mimi nili heal from alcoholism ile ya because I have to, but I took it in a positive way. Not that when I have an opportunity to abuse drugs anyhow venye nafikiria.
You still do drugs?
No, I don't. I drink wine occasionally. Socially.
So, since the baby daddy never saw the child, Mtoto akusumbui na kuona babake because walikuwa wamezoeana ile.
Hawakuwa wamezoeana, hawakuwa wanaishi pamoja. Alikuwa tu ana handover kwa watu. Yeah.
So you kind of take care of everything by yourself at the moment?
Yeah. I do take care of everything at the moment. And that has been it.
If there was that one advantage in mtoto ameleta kwa maisha yako, which made you realize that, of course, now I need to be a mother. This is the advantage mtoto ameleta kwa maisha yangu.
I think alini reset back to default to just being a responsible human. Yeah. Fanya nikakuwa very responsible human by the way. Na mimi hata mtu akikuja kwangu as I don't have a house girl, but if ever someone came to my house juu ya mtoto wangu, aizi nionyesha ati I'm responsible enough in a way that I need them to take care of my child. I can just show you the window haraka because mimi na mtoto wangu we kind of manage.
If it happens, I'm not saying that it will happen. If it happens, maybe I will not be there. If you guys get back together, what would you expect from him?
I don't think,
because now you're not dating.
Sitawahi mpea space ya us to get back together and then now no, but kitu naweza mpatia ni ile tu akue baba kwa mtoto. I know for sure if I ever moved on, I will never replace his DNA.
What do you expect in a man if you don't expect him to be back?
I want a man to love me for me before apende mtoto wangu.
But you've seen all these scandals. If another man happens to want another kid with you, imefika hiyo top table yenye sasa mmeka kila kitu kwa meza mmeplan the same way you planned. What will be expectation? Because mtu anaweza kuona pale nje and you are...
Expectation yangu of a man is just for him to be man enough. Akwe tu man enough, like akwe afanye tu a protect, a provide, a profess. Hizo tu ndio expectations zangu for a man. Yeah.
By any chance, if you are given an opportunity kuambia mwanamke hapo maneno about men, a lady somewhere about the situation that you've gone through, she's also going through the same situation.
Men are different. The fact that you had a bad experience with one does not mean that you'll have a bad experience with the next one. But it does not mean that sasa relax, you fall to in any arms of a person. If possible, fanya due diligence. Yeah, anyone you want to get involved with, just to be sure. Sometimes unakuwa sure na hatuyuko sure. Most importantly, listen to your instincts, and there is always someone good out there. I don't know, I don't get.
So at the moment, what are you working on? What are you doing?
Oh, okay. Right now nafanya vitu mingi. So one of it is that basically it's business. Nafanya biashara ya tours and travel. That is what I studied in university. So I have a tours and travel company inaitwa Halai's Escapades. It's my name. Yeah, so tunafanya flight booking, hotel booking, na tunapanga team building, group tours, etc. And then pia nauza household items. There's someone we've partnered with. Tuko na shop hapo Ronald Ngala.
Town.
Yes, Nairobi. Then nafanyanga deliveries, but mimi na operate kurun to pages za social media. And then also mimi naimba.
Unaimba?
Yeah, naimba kwa band. So tunafanya entertainment.
Well, okay.
Yes. Na bado nasoma, so nafanya masters sahi. Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Wow, nice to hear about all that you do, and manze umetoka far. Like the story has been a really long one.
Yeah, it's a long one.
It's like it happened miraculously that God akakufungulia njia. Now you're doing tours and travels, and you're doing your own business, and also apart from that, you're trying to venture in your music career. Hata mimi nimesikia hiyo. So thank you so much, guys. This is VGTV, and please remember to subscribe, and I hope to see you on my next episode with another different story, and I hope you've learned a lot from Scholar here.
Yeah.
And ametoka mbali sana just to come and tell us the great news here in Nairobi. So I hope you guys will keep being tuned in. Asante sana.